Good morning and welcome to Nora's Dog Training Company. We're here today with Annabelle and Rich, and what we're going to be demonstrating for you today on video is her ability to understand and respond to her formal obedience commands, the correction and the motivation that we give the dogs when we're working with them, and the training equipment that we're using. Rich is using a regular 6-foot web training leash, and he keeps the bulk of the leash folded neatly in his right hand. That leaves the left hand free to give the correction. And the only correction that we give here at the school is a little tug and let go on the training collar. And that is the second piece of equipment that we're using. You'll be introduced to that and taught how to use it properly during your follow-up training session. Now, Annabelle is sitting very nicely at Rich's left, which is where all obedience training is done. And the first exercise that we're going to demonstrate for you is heeling. Heeling is proper walking on a leash, and the command is Annabelle, heel.
Annabelle, heel.
Now at this point, Annabelle has a job to do, and that is to stay with Rich, not forging ahead or lagging behind, and each time that he stops his feet, she has been taught to sit automatically without being told to wait for her next command. So when you're walking down the street with her and you stop to cross traffic or stop to talk to a neighbor, she should be sitting nicely at your left and waiting for her next command. And this makes walking your dog a pleasure. You're no longer going for your daily drag, and you can walk nicely together, and she's a lady. The next exercise that we're going to demonstrate for you is the stay. The stay is a hand and a voice command, and because it is a stationary exercise, it is a one-word command. You're going to practice this exercise indoors as well as outdoors. It helps to develop focus and maturity. When Rich returns back to her, he will walk all the way around her, and that's a big distraction for her because she is a little skittish and soft. Back to heel position, and at this point she expects to get another command, and you hear Rich praising her for a good job, and they take off heeling again. Everything is about self-control, getting her to hold her commands.
Stay.
He leaves her in another sit-stay, and remember, lengthen out your time and your distance on your sit-stays. Start out at about 30 seconds to 3 minutes. This time Rich will call her. This is the recall or the come on command, and she comes in nicely and sits in front of Rich facing his knees, and then she goes back to heel and back sitting. And remember, you're going to be working on all of these things in practical application because Annabelle likes to jump on you. And even though she does it very softly, she's a jumper. So we're teaching her to come and sit, not come and put her paws on your shoulders. Rich uses a happy voice, calls her in. She comes right in front and sits to get her praise, and then goes back to heel and back sitting. Very nicely done. Now we're going to set up to do our down commands, and these are really valuable to have in the vocabulary that you share with your dog, because a down stay is kind of the ultimate in dog control, that you can put your dog into a down and leave her. So Rich is going to take the open flat of his palm straight down toward the ground and the one-word command to down, and then leaves her in a stay. Your long down stay. Practice right in your living room. You don't have to go outside to do a lot of these commands. And again, 3 to 5 minute long down stays. When Rich returns back to her, she should remain lying there until he gets all the way back around to heel. And he praises her for a good job. And they're going to show you that down from a heel one more time. So always remember to have your dog seated before you place her into a down. So have her sit first, and then down, and stay. Good job. Rich calls her in out of this down and has her sit right in front. Good job. And then go back to heel and back sitting. Yeah, good girl. Now the last exercise that we're going to demonstrate for you is your down from a distance. This is a little bit harder exercise because the dog's not right next to you. She's the kind of a dog that gets very, very attached and is easily spooked. Lawnmowers, those kinds of things scare her. This time Rich is going to use his right hand to give the command.
Down. No.
Now you saw her hesitate for a minute and Rich said no, down, and she did it. So that's your down from a distance. Now we've demonstrated for you your heel, your sit, your stay, your down stay, your come, down from a distance. These are all of the exercises that you're going to put into practical application in your home with Annabelle. We will go over everything that she's learned as far as her house manners and how you're going to handle her in all other aspects when you come for your follow-up training session. Use this video to work with at home, and we've really enjoyed having her. Thank you for choosing Nora's Dog Training Company.